Good afternoon. It is a couple minutes before 4 on Friday, June 14th. And this is Stampin' with Jen. And I'm looking for, let's see, let's just finish getting set up here. Let's see. Am I live? There I am. I'm live. We've got just about in a minute or so. Just want to get logged in quickly and get set up. Looks like my lighting's good. Let's see. Yeah, there we go. I'm not quite so blinded here. I need to turn down my volume so I don't get feedback. All right. So we'll wait just another minute or so. It's 3:59. Happy Friday. And I'll take a quick sip of water. If you hear any doors opening, it's because my daughter's on her way home and she'll come in through the door over for the garage. Unless she actually comes through the front door this time. I don't know. Usually she comes in through the garage. But anyway, so let's wait until it's 4 o'clock. If you're joining, right now we're live on Facebook, but if you're joining me on a replay, go ahead and skip through a couple of minutes as I finish saying hello to my friends who are watching live, and then we will get started. Good afternoon. It is Friday, June 14th at 4 o'clock, and it is Fun Friday with Stampin' with Jen. And I am an independent Stampin' Up demonstrator out in the East Contra Costa area, which is about an hour and 15 minutes, depending on how fast you drive or what kind of traffic you hit, east of San Francisco. I like to tell people that driving time, I'm sort of halfway between San Francisco and Sacramento. You go in east and then you go down from San Francisco and you go down south from Sacramento, and that's where you'll find me, right on the Sacramento Delta, where the Sacramento River starts dumping into or meets up with the water from the bay. But anyway, quick geography lesson. So anyway, it is 4 o'clock, a little after 4 o'clock, and welcome to Fun Friday. I am going to be showing you, I'm excited about this one. I love Stampin' Up kits. I love some more than others. And I have to admit, I have a feeling, I haven't played with this one yet. I opened it up, I peeked around, poked around at it. But I have a feeling I'm going to love this one as much as I love their Painted Wishes, which so far has been my absolute favorite. And I think it's because of the colors. And this one, I have a feeling it's going to be the same thing. They're floral and their colors, which funny is I never considered myself a huge floral person, but when I look at my stamp sets that I have the most of, then I usually only buy those that I'm drawn to, that I like, or I think I can get the most usage out of and be the most creative with. They tend to be floral. So I think it's funny. I have a feeling that's because my granny was a big gardener. I wish I had got her green thumb, but right now, I have to have everything auto-watered because otherwise it doesn't survive. I killed a cactus because I didn't water it enough, so if that tells you anything. So I didn't inherit my grandmother's green thumb, but I inherited her love of flowers. And just to make a quick note, just in a quick memory, actually this would be a perfect in memory of my grandmother. She would have been 100 and, what was it? She was born in 1917. So 107, 108 today if she had survived, but she has been gone for about a little over 21 years now. But we have a plant in the backyard that I call it my granny bush because when she passed away, she wanted to make sure my grandfather gave me that plant that she had planted in her backyard. So he dug it up, put it in a pot, and it sat with us for a couple of years until we moved from where we lived at the time until where we live now. And about, so it sat for about a couple of years in a pot. And then we planted it when we first moved here, and we've been in our house for 19 years now, I think it is. And it's taken over the back wall when you look at our backyard, and we call it the granny bush because it was a bush from a grandmother. But anyway, today would have been her birthday, as well as my grandparents' 82nd wedding anniversary, because they got married. They eloped on her birthday. So anyway, let's go ahead and move on to our, we're going to do the Expressions of Kindness kit. And it's the newest Stampin' Up kit, card kit. Stampin' Up comes out with 2 kits every summer or every month right now. The other one is an exciting one. I'm going to look forward to getting that one down the road. It is a travel journal kit because, and it's perfect for those who like to scrapbook, because it sort of ventures you off a little bit into memory keeping and scrapbooking a little bit. But it isn't overwhelming as an actual scrapbook or a huge scrapbook. So if you're just starting to get into scrapping, it looks like it'd be a perfect fit. And I'm going to be buying that one in a month or so. But I couldn't resist this one, the Expressions of Kindness kit. So let's go ahead and get started on that. So your kits come like this in a box. They're sealed usually. And you open it up, and everything is shrink wrapped, but you get in your kit, you get the instructions, and it has the pictures of the cards and the envelopes and what the card's supposed to look like. And when you open it, it actually has a fold-out tray. I can't show the whole thing, it's so big, but it shows you what you need to do and what you need, in order to do this stamp or do this card. And this is card 1, and then we have card 2. And kits will often allow you to make either 2 or 3 different designs, and it's usually 3 or 4 of each design that you make. So this card kit has 2 designs and 4 cards in each design. And the nice thing about this on the back, if you look at the back, there's a QR code QR code that you can look at that is for Stampin' Up beginners. Another QR code for different kits that Stampin' Up has. They have a lot of different kits. And then this tells you in several languages what the coordinating colors are. And the coordinating colors for this one are going to be Blackberry Bliss, Lost Lagoon, Mossy Meadow, Petunia Pop, Wild Wheat, and Gold. And then down here it says what the components are, and it contains supplies for 8 cards and 8 envelopes. And when they say supplies, they mean supplies. Let me show you what supplies they include with this. They include a block so that you can put the stamp. If it's a stamping kit, some kits are non-stamping card kits, which means they have just the punch-out dies that already have the sentiment on it, and you don't need a ink or a block. But if you're getting a stamping kit, it contains a block. It contains a stamping spot with a color that coordinates with this one. This one is the Blackberry Bliss, which I'm excited about because this is the one normal size ink pad that I don't have yet. So now I have my Blackberry Bliss. It also comes with any embellishments you need. This one, we have ribbon, and then we have these fun sparkle gems that come with this kit that we'll be using. They all come in this little envelope. It comes with any adhesives you need, and so let me show you. In this we have some Stampin' Dimensionals, and we have some glue dots that we'll be using. If it's a stamp kit, it has the photopolymer stamps that come with this, and they're on a fun little plastic, hard piece of plastic acetate. And then it comes with all of your little pieces that you need. Let's show you, that's the envelopes. We have 2 different style of envelopes that it comes with, and I'm excited to show you what we're going to do with one of these. It comes with the envelopes. It comes with the dies, decorated dies pieces, and these are some other decorative dies, almost like what I would call, what they call now in our Stampin' Up catalog, ephemera. Actually, this could almost be like ephemera too. Actually, I'm going to call it ephemera. They don't call it on there, but I'm going to call it ephemera because it looks exactly like ephemera from our catalog. Or at least the style of it is ephemera catalog. And then they have these really pretty gold ephemera leaves. And then here are our card bases. And like I said, this card kit, you can make, there's 2 different designs. So let's get out one design. This is one design, and this is the front of the card, and this is the back of the card. So it's beautiful on both sides. And then it's blank inside for your writing. And then this is the other card design, and this is the front, and this is the back. So what we're going to do today is I am going to create 2 cards using the instructions, our trusty instructions, and so you can see what the cards look like and how they are designed by Stampin' Up! To do. And then I'm going to do something that we call going rogue. Not everybody calls it that. Some people call them alternatives. I like to say I'm going rogue on stamps. So I use something here, one of the card bases, or I even use an envelope or 2, and we create with that, and we make our cards from that. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to keep one of each card base. Let's see, do I have all my card bases in here? Yep, there we are. I'm going to keep one of each card base out, and I'm going to keep the instructions out so we can see how we're going to make these. I'm going to put the envelopes to the side. They have you stamping the envelopes with one of the stamps, but I'm not going to use that because I think I'm going to be using my envelopes for some of my rogue cards that I'm going to make with this. So let's set those aside. And I believe, let's look at this. We need one gold one for our one of our cards. So I'm going to go ahead and pop out very carefully the gold ephemera and set that to the side. And I'm going to put the rest of them aside there. And it looks like we're going to need one of these beautiful ephemeras with the flowers that are in a petunia pop and blackberry bliss colors. And we're going to carefully pull that out and put that to the side. And we're going to put these away. And then it looks like what we're going to do is we're going to need one of these die cut labels for one of our cards. I'll set that aside, and let's see, that's up there. And then we're going to use another die cut over here. And the nice thing on this is it looks like they give you 5, although you only make 4 cards. There's only enough for 4 cards. They give you 5 in case you make a mistake on your stamping. It's always nice to have that extra. So let's go ahead and set this stuff away, the kit aside for right now. And we're going to use, I'm going to show you how to use this. I use normal blocks because if you can want to see, there's a huge difference between a block that we use and we sell in the catalog and the kit blocks. The kit blocks aren't bad if you've got no fingernails like me. Because otherwise they might be difficult to hold. I've heard different people with fingernails say it's difficult to hold. I don't have too much of a problem. These are easier to use when you're using Stampin' Spots too versus whole pads because it's not as hard. It's easier to hold onto this. There's more grip on the normal blocks. So anyway, let's go ahead. We're going to make, which one are we going to make first? We're going to make this one first. This one looks really pretty. So we're going to use this card base. And it looks like, let's look at our instructions here. We're going to use this card base. I have this one set aside. We're going to fold it and set it aside. And we need this pale colored ephemera. We're going to leave that to the side. And then let's see, what else do we need? We need our Stampin' Spot, of course. And it looks like we need almost all of these. We're going to do the wishing you the happiest of birthdays. And then we're also going to need, it looks like this, looks like a little fringe on the flowers. It looks like we're going to stamp onto our thing. So we're going to set that whole set there. Then what we need is, it says right here, you need 6 1/4 inches of ribbon. So let me show you an exciting thing. I can measure my ribbon here on my grid paper, but they don't forget you. They have a ruler here on the side of the instructions. It goes from 0 from here, and it goes from right to left, 0 to 9 inches. And then it goes down here, starting at 0, and it goes from 0 to 22 centimeters. I think it's centimeters. Where's my, I don't use, let's see. Yep, those are centimeters. It's been so long. And when I taught in first grade, I only taught inches. We didn't teach centimeters. So anyway, it has this. So let's go ahead and measure out. It says we need, I think it said 6 1/4. So I've already opened this up, and we're going to go put it here on the 0 and go 6. And let's see, we'll go right below it, 6. There's 6, and there's 6 1/4 right there. So let me go ahead and get my ribbon scissors. I have special ribbon scissors that I bought so that they stay nice and sharp and they're not used on paper. So we're going to put that aside because I'm sure we're going to use it for the next one. And then we're going to use some of our gems. So let's go ahead and put this together now. And I'm going to leave my instructions right here. And we're going to take our card base and, excuse my reach, I'm going to burnish it just so that it lays a little bit flatter. Put my bone folder over here. And it looks like the first stamp we need is this hashtag or hash mark it's like a hatch looking. So we're going to say it. And like I said before, I've said in other videos, if you're new here, great. Here's a special tip for you on photopolymer stamps like this, the ones that you can see through. You always put it down, stamped side down, flat side that you're going to attach to your block up, and you put it down because when you're pulling it off the plastic or the acetate or packaging, it can stretch them, and then you get a distorted vision. So we're going to just do that. And now I've already cut this open, but I like to take a scissor and score it right along here, and then just sort of wiggle the top off. And actually, I leave the plastic or the paper on the other side so it opens and closes. But that's just a personal opinion. Now, because of the size of the stamp, you know what we're going to do? We're going to season this stamp too, because I haven't used it yet. So to season the stamp, you get one of these white polymer erasers. I found these work. I've also heard, and you know what, we might try this time, I've heard that using Versamark can work as well. So let's go ahead and try using Versamark, which is, it's clear ink. It's what we use when we do our stamping emboss, or our heat embossing. So we do that, and then I'm going to tap it on there, and then we're going to take our ink spot, because our ink spot is so much smaller than the ink pad, or the ink pad. Well, they are smaller than the ink pads. But anyway, and I'm just going to press down and ink up our stamp this way. You can see the ink on it now. And it looks like we've got, if we look down here at our instructions, they've got this crosshatch down here towards the bottom. So I'm going to do that. It looks like they do it twice. So I'm going to do once. And then I'm going to do it a second time. So let's go ahead and ink that up again. All right, ink that one up again. And we're going to go a second time. We're going to sort of layer it a little bit, overlap. All right, and there we go. And set that to the side. And then, oh, it looks like, here's what we're going to do. I'm going to use one of my other stamps, one of my other blocks. But, and we're going to use this stamp. And I love the way the Versamark totally, I think I'm going to use that from now on as a way to season my photopolymer stamps. We're going to take this one, which is the little, like the little bristles that stick out of your flowers, and they go right here. So we're going to go ahead and put that so the stamp part is down and the slick or this flat side or smooth side is up, and get that. And let's go ahead and season this stamp on my Versamark. And now we're going to go ahead and use our Blackberry Bliss again, and I'm going to just stamp the top. And we're going to do each one of these, and that's the nice thing about these stamps, the photopolymer stamps, is you can see through. And I'm going to sort of align this part right here with the base of the flower down there. So we'll go right there, and you can see the Blackberry Bliss giving it the little fringes that you would see sometimes in flowers. So let's go ahead and ink up this a couple more times and we're going to do this flower and this flower. So let's go ahead and do that. I hope everybody's having a great Friday. And instead of turning the stamp block, I'm going to turn the paper or the card base. Here we go there. And you know what? This stamp spot, because the stamp is so small, we can just go in that way. And this is be good because the flower goes off the edge. It would be good to make sure you have paper under here when you're doing this. And we'll stamp there. Perfect. All right, I think I should get my Stampin' Scrub out so I can clean off some of these stamps. There's a couple different ways you can clean stamps, and one of them is the traditional Stampin' Scrub, and I'll show you what it looks like. It's this big old thing, and it's got one side that you spray with the stamp cleaner, and then you have this that you rub the dirty stamps on, like so. And then you take it and you rub it on the dry side, and that cleans off the stamp. Oop, and see, no ink. And then you also have what they call a chamois. And I've tried the chamois, and it's great for some things, but you know, I'm a traditionalist, a purist through and through, and I keep going back to my Stampin' Scrub. I don't know why. I just feel like it cleans it better. So let's go ahead and we're going to take these stamps off, and I'm going to leave them here just because I'm not sure if I need them for anything else. And then we're going to go ahead and we're going to stamp our sentiment on this one. And it looks like according to the instructions, the Lost Lagoon is in the upper right corner, and the flower end is on the bottom left. And this is the birthday card. So we're going to pull this out and lay it flat. I'm going to use this stamps and Versamark it up again since it's a brand new stamp. I think once you do it once, it's seasoned. You don't have to use the Versamark every single time. So I'll do that with all of these. And sometimes, oh, there we go. Because it's a bigger stamp, or it's bigger, yeah, bigger stamp, I'll just go ahead and apply the ink this way. And then we center it in here. There we go. And there is our sentiment. I have to say I'm really, really liking this stamp set, or this kit. I love the colors. Love everything about it so far. All right, so now what we're going to do is we're going to apply, let's see, we don't need, oh, that's what they're, okay, we're going to use our Stampin' Dimensionals, and we're going to turn our sentiment piece upside down. You know what, I'll put it on here so you can see it, because otherwise you can't see it very well on the white grid paper. And I'm going to put 3 here. It actually shows you where you can put them for the best use, and that's right here. Oh, you know what? Here's what I'm going to do. I just put it on there, so maybe I can pull it off. Oh, I can. I'm going to set it off to this. Actually, that one's toast, so we're going to throw that one away. I think what I'm going to use is I'm going to use a couple of glue dots. And I'm going to put them down. The instructions don't show this, but I'm going to use the glue dots, at least 2 of them, for the ribbon. And the ribbon, it looks like this. You can see on here, the instructions are much easier to see, but I'll see if I can show it to you. You can see the white here of the ribbon going back and forth. And so it's a strange little bow. So I'm going to put one ribbon here, and then we're going to fold it over. So there's a little bit sticking out over here, and then we got that there. And there we have our ribbon. And you know what? I think what we're going to do is I can move this a little bit. There we go. So now we've got more ribbon like this. And now we're going to put the Stampin' Dimensionals on top of the ribbon so it bumps and elevates and adds dimension to the sentiment that it is on there. So let's go ahead, and it calls for 3, so we're going to put 3 on there. And I sort of overlapped the Stampin' Dimensional with the ribbon and the on the paper that the sentiment's on, the die, so that it sticks to that as well. And then we're just going to set that right there. And there is, oh, we're not done yet. Almost forgot our other embellishments, our bling. And this one, it shows you need 2 large and 3 small. So let's go ahead. I'm going to grab my take a pick tool, and it shows you where to put them. It looks like they've got a small one here, a small one here, a big one, and a small one. So we're going to do a small one. Like I said, I'm going to do this exactly like they have it on there, and then I'm going to show you what it's like to go rogue. So it looks like they've got a small one that's up about here, and then another small one right about there, and then we're going to go big. They have a big one. Oop, I don't want that to. A big one right about here, and then we're going to take another big one and put it right here, and then a small one. We're going to put it right down here. Now we're done. And that, my friends, is how simple it is to put a card together using our Stampin' Up kits, and they're gorgeous. I just can't get over it. I love the colors in this. I've never considered myself a purple person before, but I love this Blackberry Bliss, and I would say that's on the very dark end of purple, and the Petunia Pop is a lighter purple pink, and I just absolutely love these, especially with the Lost Lagoon and the Mossy Meadow. I see more Lost Lagoon, and I actually see a little more what looks like a pretty peacock that's been stamped off, but it's gorgeous, and it's so easy. So let's go ahead and we'll put this aside, and we're going to do our second card. Let's see, our second card is right here, and we're going to go ahead and get, let me clean off this stamp and set it aside. Now, don't be alarmed. Often when you're working with pinks and purples, and not pinks, but purples and reds, the stamp gets stained. You can see the redness on this one and these two, but they don't stamp pink or red. It's just that the photopolymer itself stained. But it's perfectly fine to stamp, and you won't get that color on there. All right, now we're going to use the Just a Note, and we're going to stamp it on this die cut, or ephemera. Oops. And see how that's stretched? So that's why I want to leave it down here. And because, again, this is the first time I've used this stamp, I'm going to go ahead and season it by stamping it on the Versamark. All right, and now we're going to go to our ink. Make sure I get every little piece of that stamp, including the 3 dots, and we're just going to center it. And there is your Justin out. We'll clean that right away, just because it's a good habit to get into. All right, so we've done our Justin out. Now, well, let's go ahead and set that aside. We're going to set our stamping box and our ink aside, and we're going to pull over those dies, the gold and the pretty flowers. And what we're going to do is we look at this here, and this one, the other one they're showing here is the next step they're showing is actually stamping the envelopes with kindly deliver to, and that's where you would write the person's name you're sending the card to. But you know what? Like I said, I'm going to go rogue with those envelopes, and I'm probably going to use them for something else. That's what we do. So anyway, we're going to take this, and we have our gold, and it shows you this little gray dot is our glue dots. And so we're going to put a glue dot right in this area. So let me go ahead and, excuse me, peel. You can either peel it off, and it comes off. You can see the glue came off with this one. It's not always easy. Sometimes it doesn't come off as easily. But I'm going to put it right here on this leaf and pull that off. And then we're going to set it off-centered on this, on top of the flowers. So it's sort of layering the flowers, and it looks like that your bottoms are very close in the same area, meaning you line them up, and you can do, there you go. So now we've got, isn't that pretty? That is really, really pretty. What we're going to do is we're going to take this, and now our next instructions, step 3, shows us turning this over and putting glue dots on the larger flowers and the larger leaf. So let's go ahead and do that. We turned it over. Here's our 2 larger flowers and our larger leaf. We're going to put glue dots on those. So let's do, see now the glue dot didn't come off on that one. So I peeled it off, and I'm going to just sort of lay it upside down. And because it's clear on the acetate, it makes it easy. You can see where you're placing it. And did this one come off? It did come off. So we're going to put it right here. And let's do this. And that one did come off too, so we're going to put it right there. Set these aside. Let's see. I did get it. Oh, there's these little things. Trust me, after working with these and the Stampin' Dimensionals, you find those little pieces that cover the sticky part or the adhesive all over the place. All right, so let's see. Where do we put this one? We put it right here in the middle, it looks like. So we're going to set it right there. And, you know, yeah, we're going to set it right there. And then we're going to take another 6 1/4 inch of ribbon, and we're going to measure that out. And it looks like we're going to do the same zigzag that we did before. Oh, we're going to use my thing. My grid paper, because I moved the instructions. I was trying to figure out why the numbers weren't going the same directions they did the last time. It's because I didn't have it. All right, so let's go ahead and let's see. We're going to do the same kind of zigzag. So I'm going to fold it over like this. And let's see, we'll use 2 glue dots for this. We're going to put one here And I know the instructions didn't say so, but that's the easiest and the best way to do it. And you probably will have enough glue dots to do that for all of them, because you get a full sheet of glue dots. All right, so we're going to put that there, and we're going to put that there. And we're going to move this one a little bit more, and move this a little bit more, because it's not even and it's not sticking out. Come on, stick. All right, stick. All right, there we go. So there we've got our just a note, and we're going to apply the Stampin' Dimensionals like we did last time, right on there. We're going to do 3 of them, and let's put it we're going to put it right, let's see, oh nope, they have it up here, right up there. We'll get rid of those, find those everywhere if you don't get them into the garbage can. Okay, oh, I forgot to burnish my cards, so let's go ahead and fold it over and burnish the cards. All right, so now there's our card, and we're going to put our bling on there, and it looks like it's calling for the same 2 large, 3 small, and it looks like they have in the instructions, I'm looking at where they want us to put them, looks like a large here, so a large on this side and a large at the bottom, and then a small, and a small. So let's go ahead and do our 2 larges. Our large right here. I love these gems. These remind me of an adhesive back gem that I use, that if you buy them out of the catalog, they come in gold, black, and I believe white. So they're a little shimmery. They're really pretty. And then we're going to put our other ones in here. One up here, one right here, and another small one down here. And there is card number 2 that Stampin' Up has designed for you to create with this kit. I'm loving this kit. I'm loving the colors. I'm loving this kit. Now to go rogue. So I'm going to set these aside, our 2 card kit ones. We're going to set those aside, and I'm going to go rogue. And because one of the colors that this coordinates with is Lost Lagoon. I really like Lost Lagoon, so let me get a piece of Lost Lagoon and we will create this card. I'll show you what I do when I go rogue with, or make an alternative to the kit. So let's see, Lost Lagoon. That's Coastal Cabana, Pool Party, Summer Splash. Hold on, I'm finding it. Oh, there's my Lost Lagoon. All right, I'm going to pull out my Lost Lagoon. Here's our 8.5 by 11 piece of paper, and I think I'm going to make it a top folding card, which means it's going to open vertically. So that means I want to make this, cut it on the 8.5 inch side, and I'm going to cut it at 4 1/4. All right, you can see 4 1/4 up here. All right, make sure it's all buffered up. Hey, Tammy, no worries about being late. You're watching me going rogue on this one. I've done the other 2 cards, and now we're going rogue. So, and going rogue is my favorite, actually. So, but you know that. So, all right, now we're going to go ahead and score at 5.5. And, oh, let's make sure we get this right at 5.5. No overhang. We want it to fold evenly, and we scored it there. And we're going to fold and burnish. And now, to go rogue, I could easily cut one of the card faces in half and use that, but I think I'm going to show you what you can do with one of the envelopes to going rogue. So, here's what we're going to do. Aren't these, it's almost like I hate to cut them up, but this is so pretty. What we're going to do is we're going to I'm going to fold it along the fold up here, and I'm going to cut along there. So we're going to match up that score line with our, I want to say the tray. I don't know if that's what it is, but, and then we're going to cut that off. And then we're going to cut only like 1/8 of an inch, just ever so little. We're going to cut off the edges, just because we want to maintain as much of that beautiful card or paper as possible. So we're going to do about 1/8 of an inch, and you guys can't see that. So let me go ahead and track. That's it, Tammy. You know, you'd think I'd remember something like that. Track. I'm going to have to remember that. Track, track, track. All right, 1/8 of an inch here. I'm going to cut it again. And let's see what we've done now. You can see where we've cut the edges off, and we have that. So now we're going to go ahead and line this score line up in the track and cut that. And now we have a piece of cardstock, or not cardstock, but a piece of like, it's almost like a designer series paper. Did it get stuck? Thank you. I would have been looking for that, and I wouldn't have known where to find it. Thanks, Tammy. So this paper, when we cut the envelope, it now is, let's see, a little over 4 1/4 wide and at 5.5 inches. So what we want is actually to be 4 inches by 5 1/4 inches. So we're going to pull this out again and not stick our stamps to it. And I'm going to cut on this side. When I cut this side, you can tell it's a little rough, so I'm going to use that side. I'm going to cut that side off and make this 4 inches. Can you guys see? You can't see. There we go. 4 inches here. And then we're going to cut, let's see. You know what? I think I'm going to cut some of the bottom off. Yeah, I think I'm going to cut some of the bottom off and cut this at 5 1/4. Actually, if you really like something like this, you can always cut it like 1/8 of an inch on either side, and that would give you your 1/4 of an inch for that. So now we're going to go here and see how we got a beautiful edge there. And I'm also going rogue in the sense that I'm going to use the gold and silver trim. I'm going to use the gold. It's an online exclusive that you can find, and it's 1/8 of an inch wide. And so I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this, and let's see, I think I'm going to put it that way. So let's go ahead and cut this. I'm going to cut it right there. We're going to turn this over so we have some of the white, because you could go either way. You could go the trim where you see a little bit of the white or vanilla, I can't tell what color it is, or you can all gold. And I think I'm going to go with the stripe. We're going to go a little bit higher up because I have a card, an expression from the Kindest Expressions. Oh, that's funny. This is Kindest Expressions, or Expressions of Kindness. This kit is Expressions of Kindness, and the stamps that I'm going to use is called Kindest Expressions for my sentiment for this. I'm going to pull out, I don't know, Tammy, how do you not have this trim? This trim is one I earned. I won it actually at the, oh, you weren't at the holiday soiree last October, were you? Because we used it then, and in the raffle I won a couple of rolls. I won the set because it's sold as a set of gold and silver. So we're going to put that there, and then we're going to do a little bit of glue dot. I like to use my my Take-A-Pick tool to pull that off, and we're going to put that on there. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to turn this around to make sure that it is completely straight before I adhere it down. That looks straight to me. All right, and then what we'll do is this the kind of bows I do. Tammy, I told you the other day I'm not a big bow person. I don't do bows very well, so this is the kind of bows that I do. I do the main part, and then I tie a little knot bow as such, and then I trim it down. So we're going to do that. And it doesn't look too bad actually with the, I'm going to make it a little bit shorter. There we go. We'll twist it a little bit. I'm going to put another glue dot under there just to secure it. And then put that right there. And that secures it for us. All right, now let's put this aside. Yep, it works. You do, it works. As they used to say in Project Runway, make it work. I loved, what was his name? Oh man, why can't I remember his name now? Anyway, well, we're going to make this a sympathy card. We're going to use the With Sympathy from Kindest Expressions. So let's go ahead and pull that out and attach it to our block. And we'll dabble it with the ink. I'm going to use the Blackberry Bliss ink that came with our kit. There we go. And let's go ahead and we're going to put it right here in the center of that open space. It's a little crooked. Well, maybe not. And then we're going to zhuzh it up with some of our, actually, what I'll do, since we're doing this, and I was telling you about the adhesive back sparkle gems. That's the ones. I told you they're similar. Yeah, the gold ones are in here, what they come with the kit, but they've also got white and black. So maybe what we'll do is we'll zhuzh it up with a little bit of the white and the gold. Yes, that will look really pretty. So let's go ahead and glue this down. Christian? I'm not sure what you mean, Tammy. Christian? I'm a little confused, but I'll go ahead and glue this down. A little bit of glue. And let's see, it's centered. There we go. And now we're going to go ahead and add some of, oh, Christian. No, I'm thinking of the older guy. He was one of the mentors. He worked all the time with Heidi Klum. He always said, make it work. And I'm drawing a blank. I can totally see him. But he also did the voice in one of the Smurf movies, which cracked me up. And now I can't remember. And as soon as I hear his name, I'll be like, oh, yeah, that's him. Let's go ahead and add some of our gold sparkles. And let's do some white ones, too. I like the bigger ones. Let's use the bigger ones. There we go. And I think, you know what? I'm going to add another one up here randomly. And let's add another clear one down here. Right there. So, oh, Tim Gunn. That's it, Tammy. I love Tim Gunn. I knew it. That's a facepalm because I knew who it was. I just couldn't remember his name. So there we go. I'm not sure if I'm big on this bow. You know what? Oh well, it is what it is. This is how you get creative. You learn. You put it together and see how you like it. All right, and now I'm going to grab an inside piece. Let's see, and that's already cut to the right spot. You know what? Let me see. We have enough of our, let's see if we can use the envelope a little bit. I don't know if I like that, but we do have this side of the envelope. So let's go ahead and cut this side of the envelope and we'll add it. Do you think we should add it to the bottom or the top or the side for the inside of this card? What do you think, Tammy? In the side or on the bottom? Because I can always cut it so we can put it like this. Or, yeah, no, no, we're going to do it. Let's see. Let's cut it. I'm going to cut it real quick so that we can put it left side. Yeah, that's what I was thinking too. We'll do a 1/2 inch so that we get some of the flower. You know what? I'm going to cut a little bit more off so that I can get more of that flower. So I cut about 1/4 inch off of the side, and then I cut, let me go back here. I cut 1/4 inch off here, and that way I could get more of the flower in it. So I'm going to now cut a 1/2 inch. I think that's what I typically do, is a 1/2 inch. And then we'll go ahead and glue that in. Where's my silicone mat? I love my silicone mat. It helps with my gluing so that I don't stick to everything. And then we're going to go ahead and just put a little glue right along the edge here. I'll use the base to spread it around a little bit. And we'll, let's see, we're going to do it so it's right in the center. And then we can cut off the edges. Oop, don't move that one. There we go. That's what I like about Tombow glue, is it's our friend. It allows us to wiggle room a little bit. And then, oh, I don't want to use those scissors. I have a plethora of scissors here. I've got my snips. I've got my non-stick ones for adhesive. I've got my ribbon ones. I've got some very old ones from Stampin' Up! Many years ago that we used to cut the rubber. Tom is dancing. Yeah. There we go. I have my old ones that you used to use when we had to cut our rubber stamps and to adhere them to the wood blocks. And I've got some old ones from Creative Memories from, gosh, probably 19 years ago. But I've got all of my scissors here. If I could turn it around to show you, I would. So, but here we go. Let's go ahead and I'll clean this up and I'll show you guys what the finished cards look like, and you guys can let me know which one you like. Again, the first two, card 1 is done exactly how they described to do the instructions in the kit. Card 2 is exactly as the instructions call for the kit. And card 3 is going rogue. I added my own card stock and a different stamp with the sentiment. And I think I would do a different bow next time, but we'll go with that for right now. So let me know which one is your favorite. If you're watching a replay, go ahead and put in the comments your favorite one, card 1, card 2, or card 3. Yeah, you can't pick. You know, I love the set. I could almost not go rogue on some of these cards because these ones are so pretty, Tammy. But anyway, so here's our cards. Thank you for joining me. Maybe 2. This is pretty. I just think, you know what, although my thing is, I think this ribbon is a little too, I want to do something different with this ribbon because I think the ribbon's a little too wide for that cutout. But that's just my opinion. I do love these cards. I love this kit. It's a tie between this one and Painted Wishes. I just love both of these card kits. They're so pretty, and it's the colors, I think, that do it for me. Exciting news, 2 things, 2 exciting pieces of news. One is that I will be doing a blog. Oh, this one looks like, you know what? I haven't looked at all the sketches. I'll have to look at it. I used to have, they're in my binder now, not easy to get to. I'll have to compare it to my to those sketches on page 22 of the catalog. I've got a blog, and as of right now, it looks like it's going to go live tomorrow. Woo-hoo-hoo. So I will have a blog that you guys can go to that will have all of the information and more specific details. Like these two, the directions are in the kit, but this one I will have the directions for in the blog and all of the measurements that you need in my blog for tomorrow, along with this video. And I will be blogging every Wednesday and every Saturday as of right now. That's the plan. So look for those blogs on Wednesdays and Saturdays. If something exciting comes up from Stampin' Up, or I just can't contain myself over something else that I've created, I may add a third blog, but I'm not going to get ahead of myself because I don't want to overwhelm myself. So that was exciting announcement number one. Exciting announcement number two. Tammy, you don't know about this one, but I am doing a online card class, and it's not the one you're thinking of, Tammy. I am inspired by a class that we had at our Stampin' Soiree, not last weekend, but the weekend before. Kirsten Del Rosario, one of our fellow stampers, had this class where we used the Memory of More kit out of the catalog, and I am planning on doing an online card kit class for that in August. And the fun part about that is we're going to be card creating together on a Facebook Live on, I think right now I have it scheduled for, I think it's the 17th of August. And I'll be opening things up for signups for the class the middle of July. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to give you, one of my Fun Fridays is going to be a sneak peek of a couple of the cards that we can make with those kits. So I'm looking forward to this. I'm really excited. So actually, Tammy, I'm going to have to pick your brain on a couple things after I get off the phone off of this, or actually when we talk on Monday, I'll pick your brain. Got a couple questions. So, but anyway, those are two exciting things that are happening. I am excited because I'm branching out and going beyond my comfort zone, and that's the only way you grow is when you go beyond your comfort zone. So, thank you so much for joining me. And I can't believe I've gone an hour. This is a lot longer than I thought I would go with making these cards, but I had fun. And again, thank you for joining me. Have a great weekend and stay cool if you're in someplace hot. Bye.